All right, we are back. We took a week off, man. Summerslam hangover, all that good shit. I got the Gene Oakland mic right now, but we here. Welcome to episode 2 of the Potters of Destiny. This your man MP. I got the brass hole next to me.
What up, though? What up, though?
And we got our first guest.
Hey,
Yes.
The inaugural guest.
Yes. And they, these are some legendary people, so I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself first.
I'm Shah Blacq, creator of Shahcast Network and Toast After Dark. Can't wait to get it in.
Oh, yeah, and then we got this guy right here.
I'm Kyle Collison. I'm the host of Knockouts and 3 Counts.
That's all you going to say?
I mean, I'm sure we're going to get into it plenty, but you can catch me all throughout.
It was just modest.
You can catch me outside the MMA cage. You can catch me outside the wrestling ring, do a little bit of commentary, a little bit of judging, a little bit of fighting, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so we definitely about to get down in this man's history because it's a lot of shit with him, man.
Yeah,
This is one of my famous friends.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you dare. The guy that's got 10,000 followers tells me, the famous friends.
Exactly.
Oh, man. So, all right, man. SummerSlam. So, y'all two went. Did you go to it?
I went to
Oh,
it,
you
yeah.
went too? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so.
You're the only one that was at.
Yeah, I was on.
Yeah,
I had to handle a bit. I had to
We had a
handle.
watch party to run, so somebody had to be there.
Yeah, but the watch party did great. We had 50 people that came in there, man. The general manager was happy, so we're setting up some new things now. I will break the details down later on that one, man. But
Stay tuned.
stay tuned, definitely, because got my man's down here gonna be working with us on that too. So we're trying to get it all together.
Next watch party be a cross promotional kind of thing, so details coming soon.
Yes, man.
For everybody that's been asking me about watch parties for like the better part of the last 5 years.
we gonna fix that for you. But so tell me, how was y'all trip to SummerSlam, man? Going to good old Cleveland.
I know you were down there the longest, so
I got down there Friday. I mean, it was good. I mean, weather was good. Other than Cleveland wasn't too much different than at home. But as far as the wrestling tip of things, I mean, all in all, it was a good time. I mean, SmackDown wasn't the most hype, but I mean, the Bloodline won the tag titles. Shout out to the homie Big Oos, Jacob Fatu.
Yes, sir.
SummerSlam was dope. Shout out to Mega Ran. Shout out to my guy Marcos in the media junket and in the presser and all that good stuff. I didn't get in on this one, but we were kind of all over the place. So all in all, good time. First time in the Cleveland Stadium and felt kind of dirty being that I'm a Lions fan. But
man, that was so disgusting.
That was my only hang up about going, was being in that stadium. Just being in Cleveland, period,
House
man.
of the Dogs.
Yeah, being in Cleveland, man. But yeah, just the House of the Dogs and everything, man. So, man. So, how would y'all feel about the matches overall, like, of everything?
It went as expected, as it should have been, basically, for sure.
Yeah, like you said, it was like, and like kind of we were saying like when we were on Knockouts on Tuesday, the card was predictable, but they nailed it to such a point that even though it was kind of predictable, it was still exciting. They found a way to make a predictable card still a lit event. You know what I'm saying? So like it was just a great day, great spots in every match. Every match was good. It wasn't like any bathroom breaks, honestly. So yeah, it was a great event.
So that's one of my things, man. You see a card and everybody's like, "Oh, it's predictable. Oh, it's predictable. Oh, I knew who was gonna win." Well, I mean, dude, it's pro wrestling.
Yeah.
like to watch this, you got to suspend your mind anyway.
I'm just saying, like, if we're telling stories, sometimes if you've been watching it long enough, maybe you can figure it out. But to everybody's at the table's point so far, I mean, every match delivered. Even if you thought you knew with what happened with Liv and Dom, which, it got called out. Shout out to the homie Rob Williams of the Bob Culture podcast, who was in there for all the media stuff that was on our show that Tuesday to make predictions. I mean, he was the one saying he thought that, hey, you needed to watch Finn. And now look where we're at with Judgment Day. So, okay, maybe you may have known some of that stuff. But between the way they did that with Liv and Dom and the way they did that with Finn and Priest, and the way all that stuff unraveled and still was able to do that, to your point, even quote knowing or thinking what's going to happen, that tells you how good it is. So as far as I'm concerned, it was a great show. And again, like we said on our show, Knockouts and 3 Counts, shout out to Jelly Roll on the chokeslam.
Oh
Yeah, for sure.
That was a crazy choke slam.
That was
man.
by far the best celebrity choke slam.
And shout out to past guest of the show, Austin Theory. I mean, the kid's shining. So
Yeah. Also, they got to give credit to Damian Priest, because that Raw, he made sure I can't get outshined in that one. He sent JD McDonough to hell on that one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. But as far as like like I know like the environment, the aura and everything in the stadium was just crazy watching it from there.
Yeah, it was like the energy was crazy the entire night. Now, the one thing I will give Cleveland Stadium for, their concessions were actually cheap.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
like,
weren't
it
bad.
was like compared to what we deal with at Ford Field, them concessions was cheap as shit. Like I was like, okay, Cleveland, still
Except for everybody was telling me about Mabel's barbecue. Like that's what you got to try out. So they had one of those in there, and I asked the lady. So I go to get a burger, and I go, "Hey, so what kind of sauce are we talking with this Mabel sauce? Is it like barbecue sauce or whatever?" Mind you, I'm the one that has Crohn's disease, so I might need to know these things, or we'll have a repeat of WrestleMania 35 again, where I miss Kofi's entrance. So with that being said, I go, "Hey, can you tell me what we got on this?" "Oh, I don't know what sauce it is." "How the hell are you behind the counter?
How do you work here?
And you don't know what the sauce is?" Other than that, I agree 100%.
Man, I'll say this much from working in like restaurants and stuff like that. You just don't know like.
But you
How
couldn't have
much?
asked somebody like,
Yeah,
"Hey, what kind
they-
of sauce is this?"
It's like that, man. It's like that.
I'm just
They-
saying, you're going back to the cook
Like,
who's
yeah,
got to
it-
cook it,
it
and be
just-
like, "Hey, bro,
like, we
what
know-
kind of sauce is this?" Because
Can
this guy might eat this and then have a problem. Then
I
what
can-
happens if it were some other kind of problem and the guy just swells up with hives or some shit?
And
I
I can-
tried to ask you what sauce it was, and you didn't want to tell me what sauce it was.
I'm gonna tell you what it
And
is.
this is how lawsuits happen.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what it is. That person in the back probably didn't know what kind of sauce that was. Like,
I mean, she
it's-
could have at
it's-
least indulged me enough to act like she asked my man. She just straight up's like, "I don't know."
yeah,
I'm like,
just no effort. Just no effort.
I'm
for that
like,
shit.
cool. So if I die, I die. Apparently,
If he dies, he
I
dies.
died via Mabel's barbecue at SummerSlam.
And that'd be the fucking worst way to go. So basically the
I
beers.
mean, at least I was at a wrestling show.
I mean, yeah. Good point. So basically, like everything was cheap. Like the beer was cheap. Everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
that's cool.
That's crazy because man, Ford Field be taxing motherfuckers on that shit down there.
Oh yeah, all day long. So yeah, that was the
They
one
were
thing I
taxing
really
on the hotels, though. Let me tell you.
Oh man.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I heard that too. So what was y'all match of the night? As far as that was concerned,
For me, Priest and Gunther.
Priest and Gunther.
I knew what was going to happen, and it still had me enthralled, and I was still pissed off. So
you was really pissed about that shit.
I was pissed.
Like, yeah, no, I mean, and that's great because that's what wrestling is supposed to do. It's supposed
Yeah.
to make you angry when your wrestler get screwed over.
Yeah.
And everything. I did love when Priest broke out of that shit and tried to choke the shit out.
Yeah, I was like,
he
yeah.
tried to kill.
That was
Finn.
a real natural reaction.
Man, he tried to kill.
And shout
Finn.
out to Freeze being a smart, good guy and looked up at the screen and saw what happened.
So how he kicked out. Like, how the hell did he kick out of that?
He looked over like this motherfucker here, and then you got Finn with the shit face looking at him and shit.
I think that might be the first time, at least I haven't seen in wrestling history that
I've
a
seen a
wrestler
couple
take advantage of the screen in the arena and turn around and be like,
It's rare.
be like,
It's rare.
you motherfucker.
And it's just that small attention to detail that just makes everything.
Well,
like,
and again, don't forget we're talking about WWE, who they very well could have just had the replay playing on the screen or whatever. Like they pay attention to the details like nobody else.
yeah, so
Especially under this Triple H era. So
yeah, so I have to give them credit for that one. What about you, Ken? What was your favorite?
So yeah, my match tonight was same thing. It was Gunther and Priest. Like this, they beat the shit out of each other. I've been fans of both of them for like years, going back to ROH Progress days. So them having like that kind of moment, that kind of match on that kind of stage was like just amazing to watch, and it was a good ass match. Even with with the Finn interference and everything, they still had like a great match, and it told like a great story. So that was mine.
All right, what about you, Kyle?
I hate when we all have to agree. Like it
I mean-
seems so boring. But I have to go with the same match. I mean, I still am calling it. At some point, somebody's going to lose a nipple in a Gunther match or Walter match. I'm just saying I've been calling that on the show for years. I mean, this time he almost lost a nipple because his chest was bleeding after it was
Man,
over.
Priest they beat the dog shit out of each other.
I mean, I was so happy. I've been saying this for a while. I've been a fan of Priest since he was Punishment Martinez and Ring of Honor. So to like see him where he's at now, like that guy has been good for a while. I've been calling that for a long time. And so to see him doing what he's doing and doing it at the level he did, I think is dope. And then for them to do it that way in a story, I think it keeps Priest strong, being that, like we said, you had Finn in there. I'm not mad at the Finn thing either. I don't think that took anything away from the match. Now it kind of like prolongs it. I still think the War Games at Survivor Series ends up being like Bloodline versus Bloodline. But,
Yeah.
you know, as far as SummerSlam, I mean, I thought that was dope. Shout out to Liv and Rhea, and then shout out to the Punk and Drew match. But, I mean, I guess as far as favorite match, we're going the same all the way down the line.
Yeah.
Except me, I'm going with Punk and Drew. Because that was a match I could really remember because I was kind of like a bunch of peanut butter banana whiskey shots and beer. So I was kind of fried. But I do remember that one, man, because of all the just
Shout out to alcohol.
the theatrics of it all, man. Just motherfucker slap, you know what I'm saying? Just Seth Rollins over there doing the shit and everything. I didn't know he had the ref cam on. And I was watching the clip later on in the week where you see CM Punk over there smashing Drew's head into the steel steps. And
yeah,
Seth like,
and
I
they're
don't see
talking-
anything.
yeah.
I'm just tying my shoe. I'm like, wow. So it was just, I just like, it was just the theatrics of that. It just really just caught my attention in that. But like work rate, of course, is Gunther and Priest. You know what I'm saying? And,
Did you peep the Brett versus Sean?
Yeah,
Undertaker?
that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it was for me. That's exactly why I picked that one match over everything because it was such a callback to that shit. And, you know, now we're just starting to see what we're doing with Seth and Punk. Seth is Michaels, Punk is Brett. So here we are.
See, I was a little disappointed in that match a little bit.
I mean, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I wanted more hatred in the match. You know what I mean? More fisticuffs.
I think we saving that for.
I think it's still coming. I think all of this is they're still dragging all this shit out because at the end of the day, Drew still has his bracelet. So that beef, they about to be Peter and the chicken type beef.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
And
rumor
then
gets that bracelet.
Bad blood, Hell in the Cell.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the rumor that's been going around. That might be the Hell in a Cell match.
yeah, because we ain't about to see Seth for a while
Can we-
anyway.
Yeah, so that's about to be tied up with Bronson Reed for a little while.
Is it
Got-
safe to say the red cell will be gone?
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
pray.
I hope
pray.
to God
That's
that.
a good question.
Being there at
Pray.
the first red cell that happened to be here in Detroit,
Yeah,
like,
no,
that
yeah.
shit was distracting.
distracting as fuck. It was
was.
weird. I was like, what is this? This is Suwu cage? Like, what's going on?
Only time it looked good to me was with the Fiend
Yeah, that
because it fit kind of like
his
the
color scheme. But other than that, it
Yeah,
just
I try to block that match from my memory.
yeah. So hopefully when when we have it, we get back to this regular metal, silver metal.
Yeah, I
That's what
think
cages should be.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go back.
But I think but I would love like one good time they to bring back the blue steel cage. Like just one good time just for my
That's
soul.
funny. Who would you have in there? John Cena and Orton?
I don't know. I wouldn't care. I just
gotta
want to
get
see.
two.
I just want to see it like one good time for my soul. I just need the blue steel. Like y'all still clearly y'all still got it. 'Cause y'all done showed it on like the WWE shows when they be in
Yeah,
the
the
warehouse.
Bolt.
Y'all still got it. Let's bring that boy out one good time. Just one time for me, for your boy. Just for my childhood.
It just reminded me of that cage match Sean and Brett had, where Brett just kicked the shit out of Sean when he was on the ropes and shit like that. I was like, man. But no, I'm gonna ask you a question. It got to be Gunther and Ilya.
For when?
For the blue steel cage, you got to put them in that
Oh,
blue steel cage.
okay.
You got to put them in that blue. Cause,
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, because Gunther said like he would do a steel cage match, but it got to be the old school steel
Yeah,
cage.
Gunther, yeah, and that's his vibe.
I don't
too.
think they're ever using that thing again, bro.
I don't think the blue. I don't know.
Nah, man. So, I guess we can go over like what happened on Raw. You know what I'm saying? Seth is out for a while apparently, so that's happening. Priest.
Didn't he just come back?
Yeah, I think he just rushed back because they said he's hurt.
SummerSlam,
They
I
said he's still like with nagging pains and all that. So he's
Yeah,
probably.
so that was a good way to get him back
Keep
off.
him
of,
back.
That was an awesome segment.
Oh man,
Man, Bronson Reed
I
finally
was
letting him be the
hyped.
heel that
Number
he
three?
being the heel he kind of was at NXT. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just letting him just be a fucking monster that he is. Like, I was at home like another one.
no, that made that.
And they got to the point when they got past 3, I'm like, is he going to keep doing this shit? I'm like, how many?
Dude,
It
he
was like a
destroying
video
him.
game where you got like 5 special.
He was just fully charged
man.
up.
After how he did in the tournament and everything, I got to talk to him at the Royal Rumble media junket and interviewed him.
This is
and
why he's my famous friend.
I check out Knockouts on 3. But dude, I mean, that guy's been a beast. Go watch what he did in New Japan for the little time that he was out.
Yeah.
Watch what he did when he was in TNA. Watch what he was doing before he left TNA or left WWE. I mean, like Bronson Reed's been a monster for a while.
Yeah.
Definitely a throwback to Bam Bam Bigelow.
Definitely.
I would love to see him do a lot more. I like that they did that. If Seth still needs to be gone for a while, I mean,
Just have him start killing people.
If nothing else, he gave Seth Rollins the bubble guts. So with that being said, I love what they did.
I'm
With,
here for
Bronson
everybody
Reed.
catching random ass tsunamis. Like I'm here for it.
I just
Only
wish
if they have
Wade Barrett.
that's what I was gonna say. I almost called him Stu Bennett. Why the hell did I do that? Wade Barrett, you know,
He has to like.
tsunami.
He's the only one that should call that move. Like they should have a button. Like, oh, here we go. Just have
I mean,
press
you know
the
it's
button.
getting
like a
over though
drop
when
like
Michael
this.
Cole's doing that too.
Man, because I hate it when Pat McAfee did it. I hate it when Corey Graves did it. I don't like it when Michael Cole do it. Like, no, leave that to Wade Barrett. That's
Well,
it.
but I mean, they're not on the same show anymore.
I know,
you know,
man.
it's throwing
I
it, at
know.
least giving him the homage on it.
Yeah.
What do you think his next feud gonna be now that Seth is out?
I
What do you think?
mean,
I think he's just gonna be attacking people. I think he's about to just be in that bitch. Just Akira Tozawa might catch it. Like people
Maybe.
like that. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be like people on that level. It's gonna be random ass matches. You like, why is this on Raw? And then he's everybody catching the tsunamis. I just feel
Poor
like that's the new
Tozawa.
fade. That's gonna be
Okay,
the new.
I can accept that.
Or
That's
you
gonna be the new Braun. I'm not finished with you yet. It's everybody got
funny,
to catch
give-
like 5 tsunamis.
Or give me like the two big motherfuckers. Give me the two big motherfuckers. Give me Bronson and give me Otis. Why not?
Yeah,
be mad at that.
Reinforce the ring.
big meaty man.
Ooh.
Big meaty man.
That's a beat match.
You know what? Now I think about it. I think it's time for the ring to collapse again. I think it's time for the ring to collapse again.
With the way they've done it the last couple times, I don't know.
Oh man.
yeah,
Yeah, they
I know where
keep.
it is.
Oh, you know what? Braun Strowman.
I'm cool with that
Yeah,
because
that's-
Braun hasn't been doing anything.
Yeah,
except
so-
the
He
only
needs to
thing
do
is
something.
Braun's on SmackDown, though, ain't he? Or no, he is on.
No,
Raw.
he's not.
I think he's on Raw.
I forgot because on the SmackDown.
Because everybody was thinking he was going to be part of the Riot
because
6
on the
at first.
SmackDown before SummerSlam, the best part of that whole thing was the dark match after the fact, and then they did the Jey Uso yeet like 7 times, and then the Miz showed how white he is 7 times because he couldn't even like do it at the same time. He's doing like one hand and then another hand and then this way, and it was like, oh my god, can we just stop?
His
And they-
entrance with Truth is hilarious because it's so.
Well, right, it was him. It was him, Truth, Ray, Jay. And yeah, that was it. And then them versus Judgment Day on
hate when you say
SmackDown
awesome
after it
truth.
was over.
It's the awesome truth.
I hate when he says that.
And then he can't even stay on the beat with it. Like,
He's just being the stereotypical white guy.
yeah, pretty much.
yeah, tell me about it.
So, how y'all feel about the Wyatt 6 debut match?
I
I thought it was
liked it.
dope.
Yeah.
I had no issues with it. Yeah, I think it was done perfectly, especially with you got the true workers with Dexter and Gacy.
Mm-hmm.
You got Rowan doing the big man stuff, and then like I said, just having Bo and Nikki just doing that, playing that role, just sitting back. Like it was like it gave you the perfect mix of the mystical element of what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like we ring this bell, it's gonna be a match too. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people were thinking like when they get in the ring, it's gonna get stupid. Yeah, fuck you, it wasn't.
No,
Well, I like the fact that I like the fact that they're like putting each person with one of the characters of Firefly Funhouse. Like I liked how they kept throwing that back to it, like Joe Gacy and saying he's like Huskus the pig, and then you're talking about Dexter Loomis and how he's like Mercy the Buzzard. But then again, that's why I like the fact that they're keeping their names so that we're reminding people what they did previously to that.
Yeah, we're not ignoring that. No, Joe Gacy was just running
Well, if
wild
you
in NXT
remember,
with
like the original
with-
Wyatts, that was the thing. Like they were all wrestlers, but they were all going to link up with Bray Wyatt because they were quote unquote lost. But we all still knew they were wrestlers, whether that's Luke Harper, any of them. So I like the fact that, like you said, when they get in the ring, I mean, bro, I've been watching Joe Gacy since he was in Evolve. That dude is money. And so I liked what we saw.
Yeah, like I said, they kept it back to the true essence of what the characters of Bray was before Vince put his fucking hands on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I love like how they're this how Bray wanted to cook, and I'm glad they're like doing it the way he would have did it, and living up to that legacy.
Even to go off of that, I liked the way that they had Uncle Howdy right there in the aisle. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they sitting in the rocking chair with the lantern and.
paying homage to Bray. No, I definitely fucked with that. How'd you feel about it?
I loved it. I love the pre-package. I love their packages for the Wyatt 6.
Yeah.
Like that is like top tier cinema for me. But yeah, the match they kept it back in the old school of Harper and Rowan. So I'm cool. I'm good with it.
Thinking like I said on knockouts and 3 counts. I think what they're gonna end up doing is gonna be building up towards Judgment Day versus the White Six. I think that's gonna end up happening.
Interesting if they take that.
Yeah, because they, you know, saying they betrayed Finn. I mean, they betrayed Damian, they betrayed Rhea, and all that shit. So you got something there. You got something.
I can see that.
And that's what the whole thing is.
Yeah, because it makes sense because like the YS6 whole thing is going after people that went against what
Betrayed
they're
the
supposed to
family.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could just see it like, you know,
You can have Nikki versus
Liv.
Liv.
Yeah, and then you know you got 50, and that's how you can bring the Demon back. They had the Demon versus Uncle Howdy. Fuck it. Fuck it. Why
I
not?
like that.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Just let that shit happen. You know, SmackDown, you know, new United States champion, LA Knight, La Knight, he got new thing. He got an updated theme song now. Signed his new deal. The man's getting money. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? He's getting his money right now. So
Well deserved.
yeah, he been working his ass off. So he just to see where he came from that Max Dupree shit until now,
my
man.
God.
Like,
That guy's been money sinsince he was calling people dummies.
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, the dummy button. I got one at the crib too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one at the crib. I pressed that motherfucker. Like, yeah, that was incredible, man. So you know, we got that set up. Him and Santos. That's gonna happen. Then the return of the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns.
Speaking of music, I hate his new music.
What?
Thank
Hold
you.
on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Thank you.
Fuck both y'all, first of all. Because at least we finally got a song that doesn't get to that certain point and then it goes,
Yeah, I fucking hated that shit.
Damn thing.
Fucking hated
At
that
least the
shit.
thing plays all the way through now without clearly showing that we just restarted the song because we forgot to edit that out. And then they left it for 5 fucking years.
Oh yeah, I did hear that beat, the Shield beat.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
At least we got a song that actually goes all the way through now.
You know the fucked up part is too. They're actually gonna. I'm hearing they're gonna give him another theme. So this was not gonna
Like,
stick.
what are they? I don't. What are they doing with these? Everybody's getting 7 themes in fucking 2 months. I mean, what the hell? Like,
man, Def Rap.
This
Well,
call,
I
this
think
call
they wanna-
CFO. Give them the money that they
No,
want.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Shout out to the homies in downstate. Let them keep doing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. I don't know because when CFO was doing shit, they.
Oh no, they
yep.
were. But I mean, think about it. Downstate are the same people who did Cody's. They did the
Well, yeah.
Biz. They did.
Or give them both some money, like, but get CFO
I mean, sure.
back. Get CFO back because some, like, a lot of the people that had CFO themes and they changed them have been ass.
Yes.
Shout out to fucking Where's Rebel Heart? Like, I miss Rebel Heart. Like, what? This
Pete
I think
Dunne's
that
original theme was better. Champa's original theme was better.
yeah. Like, I mean, like, it seemed like, and I think that's the thing that kind of.
No,
to me, I think that's the thing that fucks with DIY
I
to
said the
this
song.
day.
Her original song was better than me.
Like, I think that's the thing that's fucks with
No,
DIY
I-
to this day is they don't that stupid ass
Alistair
theme they
Black's
got
theme
now.
song was better than what he
oh,
got.
I
in
miss that.
AEW.
That was a banger.
Dude, I had that on my so the first WrestleMania I went to out of state was 33, and then that takeover, I had the video of that entrance because I was like literally like sitting like this way over the ramp, so like I seen him come up from where like they sat him up where he like did the sitting up out the coffin deal. Man, that was the coldest shit.
man.
I miss when Gunther's music was the classical all the way through.
I was like that. Like that was my that to me that like that fit like what he is like that. Mm-hmm. Like more like I feel like now they're making it seem more menacing, but Gunther himself is a menacing person.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking villain. Like he's really
Yeah, like,
Doctor. He's Doctor Doom.
Like
my
I know The
opinion.
Rock is the final boss, but Gunther is final boss vibes. Like that's
Yeah.
Like if it was an RPG wrestling game, that would be the motherfucker you got to fight.
I mean, just even see him hold that belt, man, it just looks incredible. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like when you got the long. when
He
you got the
is
long
probably
range
one of the
going
best
on,
booked that they've brought in a long time. Like if you really think about it, like I saw a stat today that said he's been champion over 75% of the time
Yeah.
that he's been in WWE. But again, to your point, if you just look at Gunther, the first thing out of your mouth is who the fuck's gonna beat him up?
Even seeing him at the Ransan bar last year at SummerSlam, just drinking with Vinci and fucking Kaiser. He just looked like a mind-manner guy. He had his shorts on, little sweatshirt and everything, but like he just looked intimidating. I'm like,
And
damn.
the way that he's adopted and adapted to like being such a star over here, right? Because for a long time they talked about how Gunther doesn't want to come to America because he wants to stay overseas and he doesn't want to do all the traveling. I got to interview him in the Chicago press conference, and I asked him. I said, "How do you feel about being a double champ? Straight face, not a bad of an eye, not a nothing. I want to focus on my Intercontinental Championship reign, and when it's time for me to take the world title, if there's an opportunity for me to have both, I'll have both. But right now, I'm focused on being dominant."
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, so this is your reminder that he's a rerun. You can go on Peacock and watch the Survivor Series press conference, and he's on there. This is why he's my famous friend.
Gunther in the
Oh, okay.
All right, I see it, man.
Yeah, this guy's a rerun on Peacock.
Yeah.
Still waiting for royalties for that.
Tribal Chief thoughts. I think it was.
Man, so we had then Cody, not Cody. Roman showed up, the whole brawl happened and everything. He beat the shit out of Tangalo and Tamatonga. That's kind of fucked
Yeah,
up.
they played that role.
Yeah.
Somebody had to catch the fade.
You know what I'm saying? It also,
Somebody had to catch
and also too.
Am I the only one that's sitting here waiting for Roman to just like, especially when Solo was talking shit on Friday, I was like, I'm waiting for you to just be like, how come you got a bunch of people that aren't technically part of the bloodline? You calling yourself the bloodline, and you brought in a bunch of motherfuckers who ain't the bloodline. They're bloodline, but they're not your bloodline.
Yeah, nah, and that's why you see Tamatonga.
I'm not hating on it. Like, I mean,
I feel like it's got to get addressed at some point.
I love seeing him in there. First of all, I want to clarify the air with that. I am completely cool with it. I think it's dope that Tamatonga and
Tongas and Samoans is all.
right.
I mean, islands are right
in
there.
And I've heard Hikuleo sign. I'm just pissed that Haku asked me to take that out of my interview. But
I mean, it's already out there, so you good. Fightful reported it, so.
well, no,
It's there.
I'm saying
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah.
interviewed Haku, but right the week after.
Yeah, that same week.
The
All
week
theirs
after,
went down.
the week after Tama debuted here in Detroit, I interviewed him, Glacier, and the Cat at the Unbreakable Bunch premiere in Canton.
Oh shit.
Again, that's why he's my famous friend.
Check out Knockouts and 3 Counts.
Oh man, yeah. Go throw a link down there. We
KO3C.com.
gonna throw the at down there too.
Yeah, it's
for you
gonna
too,
be
man.
somewhere in
It's
here.
gonna be somewhere in there. So, no,
I think we got. But I know from last show we had a question I'm supposed to answer. I think we all need to answer.
what was it?
What was
You
it?
asked me to come back this show to get like the top 5 events that I've been to.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it until just now. So these answers are gonna be totally off the top of my goddamn head.
All right, go ahead and do your thing, man.
But y'all got to do it too.
Okay.
It ain't go just me. I would say first and foremost would probably be WrestleMania 38, and that was simply because outside of it being like Stone Cold's last match and all of that, that was the WrestleMania I got to take my sons to.
Oh shit, that's
So just having that experience with my sons, they got to like experience like outside of like normal Detroit shows.
The little homies of that mania.
Yeah, they got to meet Kyle, Megan ran into Seth Rollins at the CVS, random as hell.
I can imagine how that conversation went.
It was crazy. Like I'm like, we had got to the hotel, and our hotel, and it was like one of those hotels that got like a little kitchen and stuff in it. So I'm like, well, these teenagers, we got to eat. I'm not buying fast food every day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, the CVS down the street. I'll
That
just go
$5
buy-
meal hits different, bro.
Yeah, just go buy some
yeah.
stuff, and then just go down there, and we can warm stuff throughout the week or whatever. And we'll go do that. So the CVS is like literally like right down the street from the hotel. So we walked down there, and my youngest son didn't want to go. He's like, I don't feel like walking. So we get to the CVS, and it's like empty and not crowded and everything. And then I walk in, and I look over to like the right, and I'm like, that's Seth Rollins. And then my son's like, is that Seth? But the CVS is like empty or whatever. So then I look over, and I'm like, damn, it is. So I'm like, but he's getting ready to check out. So I just walk up to him and ask him, which everybody should, no, as a wrestler, ask to do anything. The man should ask. So I asked him, I was like,
And don't be
"Ooh."
weird and creepy about it.
Yeah, just simply, I asked him, I was like, hey, I see you about to leave.
Please
You mind me and my
don't do
son
that.
take a
And wear
picture?"
deodorant.
Yeah, like this is my son's first WrestleMania, this, that, and the third.
I'm
Mind
pretty
me to get a
sure
picture before you walk out. He's like, yeah, sure, just give me a minute, because he was in the middle of checking out. So then my youngest son, like, we sent pictures like directly after, like, you should have walked your happy ass down here.
I know he was pissed. I know he was pissed.
Yeah.
And then we went to Takeover. They got to meet Westside Gun. We walked out of there. Wolfgang from Gallus was just walking around with his family, so we got pictures with him. And of course, Mania itself was dope. So that's always gonna be number one, just from being a dad. Then, like I said, Stone Cold's last match and all of that too. Cody debuting. Oh, that's secondary. It was just my son's gotten experience with WrestleMania.
Do we got to put these in order?
No.
No, I mean, no.
After this, there's no order. After this, there's no order. I'm just giving you what comes top of my head. So I would go. My next one would be Takeover Dallas when Nakamura debuted, because that energy to this day is still unmatched. That by far was the hardest wrestling ticket to ever try to get. Like the only reason I got in there was shout out to my homegirl Gina in Ireland. Hit me up that day up.
He calls me the famous friend.
I just know people. But hit me up that day before. It was like, hey, I got an extra ticket. I know you're trying to go. Here, I got you. I just come down. Like, where's your hotel at? I'll put bring it to you. So that was just like crazy. I would say the next one, Takeover in New Orleans with the ladder match that with Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, and all them, Adam Cole and everybody. That was that Takeover was just amazing. I would say next one, I'm gonna throw it back. The WCW World War III that was at the Palace.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Just to see something like that big, it was just like crazy to watch. So I'm at, was that 3? I would say WrestleMania 23. I mean, it was here. It was WrestleMania at the crib. I got to experience it as an adult.
Of course.
I was just like enough said, like the whole process of getting tickets where this is before Ticketmaster was just, you can actually go get tickets.
I wish tickets were as cheap as they were now.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I would be sitting in the front row of that bitch if I...
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was like crazy just being WrestleMania at the crib, didn't have to do anything. And it was just, everybody was just kicking it from the crib. You know what I'm saying? So that one, and then I was
Even people who didn't watch wrestling.
Yeah. And then I would say number 5. The 5th one would be shit, because I done seen some good shit. I would say on some symbolic shit, I would say going to WrestleMania 37 when they came back out of the pandemic. Being there and just, even though we got rained on, it was WrestleMania. Still just, like I said, just being like the first big thing coming out of the pandemic.
Just Mojo Poncho on.
Yeah. Stuff like that. So I think that was like just being there for that, just seeing people that you ain't seen since before the pandemic, and then like I said, it was like the stadium was only could be like half capacity, so it wasn't like a full stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They had like the fake cutout people separating people, but it was still like dope just to be around people again coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah, out of that shit. Yeah.
So I would say that being my number 5.
All right. Who's got next?
I'll go next. For me, let's try to work backwards. The last WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes and Roman with The Rock and everybody, that was hype. Yeah, that was I enjoyed that. WrestleMania where Coffee won the title. I almost cried doing that. Matter of fact, I shed a little tear.
I know I did.
Ain't nothing wrong with admitting that, man. There's nothing wrong with admitting that.
Let's see what else. NXT Takeover Chicago War Games.
Oh yeah.
Which one though?
The last one, 2019. That was before they started moving War Games.
Oh yeah, they brought it up. Yep.
Yeah. I did go to WrestleMania 23, but I didn't.
You sure that was 19? I think it was 18. I was at that joint, I think. I got the chair from that joint.
I thought it was 19.
No, 19, because it was right before the pandemic.
Well, then maybe I got to look at the date.
Yeah, it was the Dakota Kai.
I bought the chair off the collar and elbow guy.
Let's see, two more. Oh, WrestleMania 23, of course. And one more. I'm gonna go with. It was I enjoyed it because it was my first time going in a while. It was a random Raw during the guest host era.
Oh, God, who's the guest host?
Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, okay.
I remember that one. Yup.
All right. I was about to say Jeremy Piven for a minute. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
No. He was my favorite old school growing up. So.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fire.
Yeah.
Guy, what about you, man?
Second most recognizable athlete in the world next to the Nature Boy.
Yeah, that was 19 because I just had to go. I had to pull up my camera roll.
Or I was going to say next to Muhammad Ali. But with that being said, WrestleMania 23 is on my list. I remember going to that with my dad. I remember being like just mind blown that we were actually going to get a WrestleMania here. I remember, again, I wish tickets could be what they were back then now because
man. Boy.
I would be saving a lot more money.
Front rows all over the place.
Takeovers are definitely on there. I would say either that Mania takeover for 33 with Aleister Black, or like he said with the ladder match, because I was at the one where they did the first North American title match.
Yeah, that was that.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, so one of those, either one of those would be on there for one of them. So that's two of them. WrestleMania 38's on there for me because I'm an Austin guy, and it's literally the skull from that's tattooed on my arm. That would be one. I would say. So how's that at? That's 3.
Yeah.
SummerSlam. Oh fuck! What year was that? It was in Vegas.
Wasn't that just the year before last?
It was the year my sister got married, so I'm gonna get in trouble if she watches this. But that one was on there because that was one of the best trips I've ever been on in my life. I literally went. My sister got married in Nashville. We did the wedding. Went to the Old Smoky Mountain joint the day before, and then I literally watched Punk come back to AEW in the hotel, and then got on a plane at 5 a.m. Went out with Mega Ran and them in Vegas, and then we were at SummerSlam there, and that's where the infamous Sabu story happened. And that again, I'll never tell that one on air, but yeah, it was good times down there. Shout out to Clay Guida, and then. So the whole impetus for our show was my trip to WrestleMania 33. I worked at the post office as the full-time gig, and I was working midnights at the time, was like, oh, nobody can ever go when I want to go to stuff. And so I went to Mania 33 in Orlando completely by myself. First time I've ever traveled on my own. First time I've ever really been out there like that. And then it was like the experience of it too. Like I lost my debit card in WrestleMania and didn't realize it at Access and didn't realize it until I was in WrestleMania. And then the stupid bank shut off my credit card when I tried to change it to Uber so I could get it around town. Oh, we need to know that it's you. I said, well, then why would my mom and I both be trying to call you if it wasn't me?
Exactly.
And so it was more just like the experience of everything. Like, hey, I'm getting to do all this stuff, and it was the vibe of it. Like Ken said, I really figured out at that WrestleMania, like I met people from like Norway and all kinds of places, just riding around on the bus, and then made friends there that I'm still cool with to today. And then, like I said, that's kind of how Knockouts and 3 Counts came to be. I came back from WrestleMania, and then I ended up on Devin's show, and then from there, our show came, and then now. We've been credentialed to pay-per-views and everything else. So, like I said, if it wasn't for WrestleMania 3, I would have never really gotten into the space as far as like the whole broadcasting thing.
And that's another thing too. Like WrestleMania experiences is something that's different being in the city for WrestleMania. That's different. Because, like I said, you're making friends from literally all over the world. You can be striking up random ass conversations with motherfuckers from anywhere. And like I've told like Ann a couple of different times, like because he'll have his first WrestleMania coming up in Vegas, and I was telling him like he was talking about like how Summerslam here was in Trent, like that ain't shit.
Oh yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah, it ain't shit. Like
you
WrestleMania.
Gotta go to Wale Mania.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
for sure. Shout out to Andreas and Emilio and all them guys. I want a damn press credential this time when you see this. You heard?
Emilio's a really cool motherfucker. Shout out to him. Shout out to my dog OG Johnny 5 too, because he works close with Wale on a lot of things too. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure I be there for that. As far as my 5 is concerned, it's gonna be very fucking random. I'm there's no order. SummerSlam, because that was my first big pay-per-view I ever been to. SummerSlam last year. I went to a random event that was in Belleville, like a random indie event. That was my first time seeing Ace Austin. He pulled out the stick and everything and all that shit. That's when I found out he got signed to TNA. I think the main event was Congo Kong versus D'Lo Brown. So I seen D'Lo.
Shout out.
Yeah. So
past guest of the show, Congo Kong.
Yeah. So we seen D'Lo Brown for that one. So that was fire. There was a random GCW show at Harpo's that I've been to that was crazy.
What year was this?
Probably with the Briscoes.
Yeah, with the Briscoes.
And the dummy that stood under the scaffold and almost died.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that one. Also, my father, he was like a police extra for the for Raw when Stone Cold came with the Zamboni.
Oh, that's
So I was there. So I was there for that.
that's dope. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I was there for that one. So I met Stone Cold and everything. You know, all that shit. That was fun. Oh, that 4? Yeah, that's 4.
Right before 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was there
that's
for.
the build up to that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was there for that, and then my last one. Shit. The Raw. I mean, not the Hell in a Cell match at LCA where Shane jumped off that bitch.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. All that. Yeah. So I was there for that too. But I'll say my favorite one probably had to be the Raw with Stone Cold and the Zamboni.
I mean,
that's iconic.
that's pretty
that's
fucking
iconic.
dope.
Yeah.
I went to that one, so I was like, that was just an iconic thing.
Another one that I got to give an honorable mention, though, was the 09 Royal Rumble that I went to with my grandpa. That was like the last time the Royal Rumble was here before we got SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And that was when Randy Orton won. I've always been a big Randy Orton guy. I liked the legacy stuff. I liked the Evolution. I liked all that stuff. And to go to that with my grandpa was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was the only that's the only time I ever had like legit front row seats to like to a wrestling show. And that's when you was able to camp out for tickets at Joe Louis, and
Oh yeah.
I kind of miss those days because it was like you didn't have to worry.
Remember,
about,
I did
you ain't
that
worry
when
about going
Minnesota
on-
Stadium blew up.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about going on Ticketmaster and be 20 millionth person in the queue.
in the queue and shit.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
all that
Like,
bullshit.
I miss those.
Or
days.
get verified resale tickets.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
that
it was
too.
like, but yeah, that was like the only time I had like front row seats for like any like wrestling event. So that was just like crazy. I was like front row, right off of the ramp.
Barricade. Yeah, okay.
Honorable mention for me, I'll say is when AJ Styles beat the shit out of James Ellsworth.
Oh yeah,
I was there for that too. I was
Yes.
there for that too. That was an honorable mention for me because he whooped the shit out of
He
him.
did.
All right, so gentlemen, I want to get into y'all like what got y'all into wrestling. So I'm gonna start with you.
For WrestleMania 2000, the video game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, who's your favorite character?
The Rock.
Of course. Yeah.
You just like the eyebrow.
So with the game, that got you into it, man. So he's like,
It was because all right. So back in the day, didn't have cable, so SmackDown we was watching, but I don't know, maybe because we didn't know the whole story, we wasn't invested in the characters. So me and my brother, we got the game, been hooked ever since.
oh yeah, no, that's
Of
awesome.
course, watched it as a kid with WrestleMania 3 around the area, but
So I'm guessing The Rock is your favorite wrestler of all time.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Okay.
there we go.
I dig that. Yeah, Shawn Michaels. Okay. What's your favorite match? All time favorite match? Oh, yeah, I'm putting you on the spot today.
Undertaker, Shawn, WrestleMania 25.
Okay. I can dig that.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a real good one. I could dig that one. All right, cool, man. So, like, what has wrestling done for you? Like, what has it done for you exactly? Like,
Wow, wrestling has connected me, like y'all was saying earlier, connected me with people I never thought I would connect to from different areas of the world. It excites me. It gives me like I like this. I'm a story guy.
yeah,
So I follow the story. I'm on the Twitters and YouTubes and whatnot, and I just get enthralled. I get to sit back and get engulfed.
okay, cool, and that's that got you into doing the podcasting for everything like that too. Okay,
Got a wrestling podcast coming soon.
Okay.
Title to be named later. But yeah.
okay, fire. So, what's your podcast about?
My current podcast, Toast After Dark podcast. We're a relationship podcast. We talk about sex, black culture.
They get nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty raw, uncut.
Yeah, I might have to come on
I've been
MK.
on there a couple times. It gets nasty.
Yeah, I might have to have you come on M.K.U at the dark too, because we got like a little relationship dark podcast, all that shit too. So I might have you jump on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Man, so no, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. So let me ask you this. What was one thing that you seen in wrestling that just stood out to you, just like, how the fuck did this really happen?
How does
Yeah, like just one thing that just blew your mind.
Oh, funny enough, I thought Undertaker was really. I mean, not Undertaker. Kane was really burnt for a second.
That got something, man.
That match with RVD and he finally took it off and he had to fucking.
I mean, they did light his arm on fire.
Yeah, they did do that one. All right, Kyle.
So where are we starting? How I got
Man,
into wrestling?
let's just start from the beginning with you, man. Let's just start from the beginning. Like,
As far as getting into wrestling, like so I mean, like everybody, at some point in your life, you got, babysitters and all those kind of things, and I remember I was at their house the one day and their kids were older than me, and The Undertaker was the first person I seen. This is probably like 98-ish. And then, to Shah's point, like I grew up with CP and all those things. So like the doctor had them get me a Nintendo for like the hand-eye coordination and stuff. So I played No Mercy and WCW NWO Revenge. And I got WrestleMania 2000 and all that stuff. And so I played those, and that's kind of how I got into it. But I mean, once I got hooked in there, though, it was like I watched it ever since. I mean, I remember watching the Raw when they beat the shit out of Triple H before the SummerSlam ladder match.
Yep.
And yeah, dude, I've been a fan since then. Like that's how I got into wrestling.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But I was always a Stone Cold guy.
I remember in middle school when Stone Cold got ran over, that was a big deal because it was here.
Yeah.
So that was like the big talk of the town. That was like, oh,
I did it for the people.
I was so embarrassed. To
I did it for The Rock.
Yeah, that was such a swerve for me when they thought that was Rikishi that did that shit, man. But yeah, dude. So you said when you came back from WrestleMania 23, that's when you wanted to start doing knockouts and 3 counts?
33.
33. Okay, excuse me.
So 23 was the one that I got to go to with my pops. I went with him and my buddy Travis. Ironically, neither one of them are with us anymore. So rest in peace to both of them. But WrestleMania 33, like I said, I mean, my day job is working at the post office. At the time, I was working midnights, and I just, so you get to the point where you make regular and you get vacation, and I'm like, well, what the fuck am I going to do with my vacation? Because I work on a different schedule than everybody else, and so when I want to do stuff, other people can't do stuff, and I didn't have weekends off, so it's not like I could just say, okay, well, I'm going to just plan my stuff around the weekend. So I thought, and I'm like, well, I've never been to a WrestleMania out of state. And now, I'm making my own money and stuff, so I just went. I never had traveled on my own, never done none of that, and I went to everything. And then it was just like the whole trip of it as a whole was just nuts because, like, I was supposed to leave Sunday after Monday morning after WrestleMania. My flight got canceled because there were flight issues, so then I ended up staying Monday, and then I went to Monday Night Raw after that, and I found out that when you're in Orlando, if you're not like right by the arena, you're actually in the hood. Found that out real quick because I got the hotel and got in there, and I'm like, I'm not getting under the covers in this motherfucker. And but it was the whole trip, man. Like, again, it was a good trip for me personally, just as far as like me realizing I'm good on my own and things like that. But that was the impetus for knockouts and 3 counts coming, because I went on my co-host Devin's show, and then, we talked about that, and then I found out that he was into MMA as well, and that's also where some of my background comes too, because I fought since I was 13. So, and being around like the fight scene around Michigan as long as I have, that was kind of like the original like thought of it. It was like at first it was kind of like we were covering like the big stuff, but like I knew most of my pull was gonna be anybody around here, like as far as like fighters, or like getting wrestlers on in the beginning was like a pain in the ass.
Oh man.
But then, as you go, you get different opportunities. Like for us, I remember we did Astronomicon, and one day I interviewed Bruce Pritchard, Eric Bischoff, and Booker T all in the same day.
Ooh.
That's so like,
goddamn, man. Hold on.
That's just like, that's kind of, it was kind of things like that. That's just kind of how they played out.
Yeah, and like I know you interview Eric. Eric is like one of the coolest motherfuckers you'll ever meet, man. Like for real. Like,
and once he figured out we were from Michigan, he was like stoked to talk about being from Michigan.
Yeah, the same when we interviewed him for Everything Is. We told him he's from Michigan. He was just talking about how he grew up watching wrestling in Michigan and everything. It was awesome, man. So you're a fighter, retired.
I never was pro or anything, but I grew up with cerebral palsy and Crohn's disease. So like my mom put me in a gym when I was 13. I took my first fight when I was 13. It was more so just for me to learn how to defend myself, but never did I think that it would be something that I'd still be involved with literally almost 20 years later at this point. So it's like, I had never thought that had been something that I would have been doing, but yeah, I've fought in boxing, I've competed in jiu-jitsu, I've trained MMA with some of the best guys in the world as well.
Kyle will beat your ass.
Kyle don't want no smoke with nobody. Let's just put that out there first. But I
He's
mean,
very mild mannered, but Kyle will beat your ass.
Either very peaceful,
Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
very peaceful
Don't
guy.
let
just ask the guy in L.A. But that's a story for another time.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Besides, let me take away WrestleMania 17. What's your favorite modern day WrestleMania?
What the fuck? How are you gonna do that?
It just
Wait a
happened.
minute. I just said I'm a Stone Cold guy, and you said
He take away. He
That-
fucked
that-
up.
it was a very targeted question.
That was very-
Yeah, most people
I
say
said
17.
modern.
I mean-
favorite modern WrestleMania.
You know what? I'm gonna say 20. I'm gonna say 20.
I
Just
like 20. I bought that one on DVD.
for the main event.
I ordered that one actually direct to.
I'm gonna say it for the main
What
event.
are we
man.
counting as modern mania?
I'm gonna say 98 to now.
98 to oh damn.
Why you think about that? I got a controversial one.
Okay.
I like WrestleMania 2000.
I like 2000.
It wasn't
I'm
a bad.
not-
That wasn't a bad one. So yeah, I can't bitch about that one.
I mean, you had the first triangle ladder match on that one.
Very underrated WrestleMania to me.
Which one was the ladder match? The TLC match.
That was 17.
That was 17.
God damn it, okay.
The one that was strategically moved.
So I see why you included that one. Okay.
He knows the correct answer is 17.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The correct answer is 17. But
I guess mine would probably shit. I want to throw 38 in there because
I was about to say it's kind of hard to not say 38 after everything that
it
they
happened.
pulled out of
Yeah,
the bag
yeah,
on
like,
that
yeah,
one.
'cause it's
dude.
like 38.
Which one was
They just-
38?
The one that
Stone
just
Cold.
happened.
Oh, I'm ahead.
Or no.
No, 38 was that one.
No. I misspoke. That's why I stopped myself after I said that.
Yeah,
no,
so I
I
would
was
say-
thinking 39. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 38 because this is just that was another one they kind of emptied the clip on. It was like you brought.
I'm
back
with you
Stone
because I'm a Stone
Cold.
Cold guy, but
You
you
brought
almost
back
got to
Stone
throw
Cold.
39 in there, though, dude. You did the whole shit with The Rock and then carrying it in from night one to night two.
But yeah, 40 was they made 40 big too. But I got it. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with 38 because like I said, you had Cody coming home that nobody thought would ever be possible considering that he created the competition. Stone Cold's last match. Triple H technically officially retiring because he left his boots in the ring.
Yeah. That is a big. Damn. That is a big one.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is
Like it was like.
That's a big one.
So I would say I'm gonna have to go 38. And that's my final answer.
Okay.
What about you?
You know, I was really thinking about this past WrestleMania, but to be honest, especially with me being a Stone Cold guy, if I don't get to pick 17, then I feel like that's got to be it for me too. I mean, that was one of the things for me, like off the rip. As soon as I even heard that it was a rumbling that he was going to have a match, I was like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm going. I'm there. Like no
Well,
matter
dude,
what.
Austin's always been my guy. Like, I literally still have one of the Austin 316 tie bears and shit. Like, if you look at literally look at my lock screen. Like, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
you know, like, that's like being at WrestleMania 34 and he did his first, like, autograph thing that he'd done in, like, 6 years. And I happened to be walking through the hotel and the guy goes, yeah, I got Stone Cold photo ops, $100. And I had paid for the other one, and like you could take pictures of him signing your shit, but you couldn't take a picture with him. So I'm like, what are the chances that I'm gonna end up meeting this guy again like that? So I had to go do that. So
He's on my list of people I got to meet.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
he's exactly what you would think he would be. But yeah, I was gonna say 40, but I gotta go with the Stone Cold one though.
I'm gonna just say 20 for the. I'm gonna just be controversial. Say 20 because I love that. Man,
Oh no, it was a badass show.
They
I
raced
loved
it.
it.
No, that's a good
Yeah,
match.
they raced it, but I love that. I love that match. I love the Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero match.
Yep.
The Brock and the Goldberg match was just fucking hilarious. it was just hilarious.
Undertaker coming back.
Undertaker coming back. Yeah, that was a very monumental one for me. So I'm gonna just say 20 for sure. So yeah, back to you, Kyle.
Did you do your favorite match?
Yeah. Who's your favorite match? And your favorite wrestler too. I mean, you know your favorite.
Stone
wrestler.
Cold's my
Steve Austin.
favorite.
I mean, why I asked
Stone
that.
Cold's a favorite
Stone
for
Cold's a
sure.
favorite, yeah.
I would say Austin Rock at 17, but then that was when he turned heel. I would say either Austin versus what's his face? Austin versus Triple H in the 3 Stages of Hell match.
Well, that was a good one.
Ooh.
That was a good one. That was a really
That's
good
a
one.
banker.
Yeah. It would either be that one or we'll go WrestleMania 15, Austin versus Rock.
Okay.
You know what's one that nobody said? Austin versus Brett.
I was gonna say, I mean that one
Yeah,
too, but
yeah.
you got to realize. Remember, I said I started watching in '98.
yeah.
Now I watched
Yeah.
that later on,
Yeah,
and
now-
it's one of my favorites. But when I started watching it, it was after that. Now, as far as being completely engrossed and being like, "Oh shit," by the time WrestleMania 15 came around, I was all about it. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was,
yeah, I think that's it for me.
yeah, that was like my favorite Austin match, just because of how that double turn just happened and Stone Cold just
Yeah.
bleeding, just crazy, just
Yeah.
fucking incredible, man. So, all right, so what's next for you, man? What you got coming up? Because I know you do a lot of commentary too, man.
I mean, hopefully I'll be, I just got to do, at the time we're recording it, I just got to do commentary this past Friday at the Masonic Temple for Mitten Muay Thai. That was dope. Shout out to them. Their sponsors are Knockouts and 3 Counts. As of this Tuesday, we're supposed to be joined by Summer Rae to talk about, or Danielle Monet, what she's talking about, what she's doing now with BYB Extreme. We'll talk about some wrestling, obviously.
of course.
I've also got, hopefully we'll be doing some things with TNA Bound for Glory coming to Detroit,
I want to talk about that too.
you know, so
do wanna
hopefully we will be getting at that as well. Shout out to past guest of the show, PCO, and doing his thing with that. So hopefully we're doing a lot of shit, but I've got, I'll be judging fights this month as well. So yeah, dude, I'm gonna be all over the damn place. Hopefully be bringing Christine Faria, BKFC champ, back on before she fights Jade Masong Wong.
Okay. Man. So yeah, Bound for Glory. How y'all feel? Are y'all excited like I am?
I'm
Yeah,
very.
yeah, I'm excited.
I've been
Yeah, 'cause I
saying
was
on the
just
show
like,
for a
damn.
long time that TNA is one of the best products in wrestling.
It is.
I'm glad that they're coming back to Detroit, especially since it's so hard for us to seem to get anything here. I'm happy, especially with the new relationship with TNA and NXT, just because I feel like TNA is finally getting some eyes again. But yeah, dude, I'm stoked for that to come back here. I think they're gonna kill that shit.
Man,
Yeah,
I
when we
just
go, that's gonna be my first TNA show, so I'm excited.
Yep,
just
me
for
too.
that.
I don't think I've ever been to it. Well,
I just got to see Matt Cardona live. I have to see him live.
now that I have seen.
Yeah, that I've seen.
Yeah, I've
in
never-
ECW shows.
Yeah, because I've just because I want to see him live.
Speaking of Matt Cardona, stay tuned.
I want to see Joe Hendry.
Joe, I want to see Joe Hendry live.
Say his name.
Yeah.
That song appears in my head for no reason.
Man, I got to see him live. I got to see. Well, I seen Dolph live before, but I'd never seen Nick Nemeth live, so I want to see that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. So a couple things, man. Like no, I just like the resurgence that they're having right now with TNA. Just I'll go ahead and say it, man. The whole working relationship they had with AEW then was just
One-sided.
it was very one sided. But I like how they're doing it now with NXT, where you sending Wesley over there to turn heel, and then you send them over there. Then you got Dante Chen. They're sending people over there, and it's good to see
I
that.
mean, even that with just Jordan Grace being in the Rumble, that was
Yeah,
That
was
was
crazy.
fire.
That was
that
crazy.
was out of
That was
nowhere. I was
crazy.
like, okay.
Yeah,
I was worried being in the building for that. Like, if they were people gonna catch on and know what was going on.
Yeah.
So when they all popped and knew what was going on, I was happy for her.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, they know. Cause that kind of hit me too. Me, it's like, damn, Ray gonna really.
I mean, no offense, but Access isn't that big of a network. So I wondered what they would do. But I mean, anyone that knows wrestling knows the name Jordan Grace for a while.
and also to what I love, I love being surprised. Like you're not like the dirt sheets are just like they're not getting a hold of the secrets anymore or anything like that, putting it out there. Like we don't know what
yes,
the
they
fuck
are.
is going on.
You think they'll ever do a supercard TNA versus NXT?
I think
Collide?
that's where it has to
Worlds
go.
collide.
I think that's got to be the end game.
No,
they got to do a Worlds Collide.
Worlds Collide.
That's got
It gotta be that.
That's
And-
got to be an end game.
They could do that, but I do think though that a lot of these people, like Joe Hendry, like we talked about, like Jordan Grace, like Nick Nemeth, I think a lot of these people that are under contract with TNA, I think that's because they were able to wrestle a lot more places. Like they have a lot more freedom to be able to show up places. Hence, Nick showing up in New Japan and all that stuff as well. But I think when some of these contracts go like go up if you think that WWE's not going to just try to like scoop him back up.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, I already know. Jordan Grace, for example, whenever her deal is up,
Joe Hendry's already talking about how he's training at the Performance Center every
yeah.
day.
You know what I'm saying? It's like certain people like, yeah, this is gonna be like, yeah, just come on.
I got another one I think they're gonna sign to is probably Josh Alexander.
I mean, he's dope.
I would love to see.
I mean, and Ethan Page is his partner.
I
would love to see the North get a run. Give me the North and the Usos tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll say this much, man. Don't be shocked if you don't see the North in NXT real soon.
Yeah, I can see it this way.
Yeah,
you know, because I can see you got Ethan Page making all these enemies. I can definitely see
Josh
popping up.
And Josh is a heel right now.
Yeah, so I can definitely see that.
Bring that nasty ass theme song back too. The dubstep theme song they had every day.
I like the theme song Alexander's got right now, dude.
Yeah, that was hard too. I like TNA's. I really do like the people who create their themes. Like they've been doing a really good job with that too. They have been doing a really good job. This is like my guilty pleasure, but I love Matt Cardona's theme. Yeah. It's fucking awesome to me.
Again, shout out
Again,
shout out the homie Zach from Downstate.
Yeah, so I fucked with that one. Yeah, man, I just love the resurgence, man. Like we needed something like that, just
refreshing,
something refreshing instead of just this tribalism shit that's going on between all the other extra shit, man. So. Yeah, so I think we covered everything, man. I think we did cover everything. Do you got anything coming up, man? What you got coming up, man?
Sound Off Sundays.
Okay.
It's happening directly after we get done recording.
Yeah.
So those I don't think we talked about in the first show. So those that don't know, I curated and host one of Detroit's longest running open mic, Sound Off Sundays.
But he calls me the famous friend.
I'm not a rerun on Peacock. Shut up. So I run an open mic called Sound Off Sundays. It runs every other Sunday. You can follow it on Instagram, Facebook, Sound Off Sundays. It might be somewhere right here when editing happens. Right here.
Yeah, we'll have a flyer for you.
So we're all talents welcome open mic, comedy, poetry, rap, juggle midgets. I don't give a fuck. Come do it. So I got that going on every other Sunday. Dad being a dad, that's all I really got. Shah?
For me, again, Toast After Dark on YouTube, Shotcast Network, Blurred is the Word. That's my nerd show. We talk about all the MCU and DCU stuff. Again, I got a wrestling show coming soon, titled to be named shortly. And that's it for me.
I know the name of it.
All right. As far as me, man, same M.K.U shit, man. M.K.U show. Trying to get Big Man the Fan back going again. That's the basketball show with Shane Lawal and my boy Matt Platt. Me and Corey been cooking up on some stuff. We got some probably gonna do some, well, ain't no problem. We are doing more events at DraftKings Sports and Social in Troy. Yeah. We're gonna have knock out some 3 counts in there too, helping us out as well. We're gonna get that going. I'm working on music again. I'm getting all that shit together. I got like 2 projects coming out real soon. Me and Crack, we shooting a mini movie to one of them. You know, so that's gonna be interesting. You're like, yep.
Shout out to Crack behind the camera.
Yeah, exactly. And then I ain't tell you this shit, but I'm about to get some midget wrestling going on back there too. We're gonna try.
You did bring that up.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get that going too, man. Like I'm serious about that. Like,
here we go.
Yeah, oh hell yeah, hell yeah. Shit, want Kyle do commentary, so we gotta help him do commentary.
I've done kickboxing commentary, MMA commentary, boxing commentary, wrestling commentary, and now we're gonna add midget wrestling.
Yep. I think I got in contact with the people who do it at St. Andrews.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you say that because I've had people been asking me for years to do something with like the micro championship wrestling guys on the show. So, you know,
every day's coming full circle. We're gonna make something happen. We're gonna make something happen with that, man. So you know, I seen it outside. I'm like, damn, we need to do something out there with that shit. So it's like, you know, just have something going on out there.
And I think that's one thing I want to say before we go. Like, this panel is a representation of how wrestling brings people together that you wouldn't think.
Yeah.
I know, like, these 3 guys, I know them from 3 different places in life.
Yeah.
3 different avenues of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Shai have been knowing him since, like, 2009, 8.
Yeah, 2009.
Through poetry.
Yep.
That's how I know him.
Mm-hmm.
I know this guy through wrestling, like, just going to, like, Bailey's and stuff like that, and just having mutual friends. And then I got introduced to this guy from somebody I went to high school with that mutual friends with him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is like wrestling. This is what wrestling does.
Yeah.
like it brings like people together. It's not like
We did it for the people.
you know what I'm saying. Yeah, like so
I did it for The Rock.
You know what I'm saying? Like and think about like on this stage you got like different platforms of people that do podcasting, different and media, different avenues. But one thing that links us all
It's wrestling.
is this thing we call wrestling.
Yeah.
This thing that holds our attention is every Monday at 8 p.m. Every Friday at 8 p.m.
Yep.
And it has us, like I said, we told stories how we travel and, to go watch this thing called wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like wrestling.
I mean, we
wrestling
got
is for
stories of
everybody.
waiting out in front of the thing to go to the Raw after Mania last year. Almost.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, it's like, man, I got WrestleMania stories that will get told at future episodes.
Yeah, we're gonna make
Boy,
it.
I got some shit.
Almost drop kicked the guy out in front of the WrestleCon hotel in LA.
I mean, yeah, it was just bad. Like, and I'm gonna say this, like, fellas, women and wrestling works.
I'll go hand in hand.
Oh yeah.
It goes
It
hand
would-
in hand.
it
Like a
would-
Except
motherfucker.
the only problem is most of the time when you go to events, all the hot females are usually already cuffed up.
Nah, I see that some. You just got.
All right, well then I need you to show me the way.
Basically, you're basically.
I need you to show me the way because
I just there's some shit.
I need you to show me the way then because that's what I'm trying to say here.
I can see some shit.
You
boy.
find me a girl that looks like some of these that I've seen at these different WrestleManias that can get down with
I got
wrestling
some.
and
I
some
mean,
fights.
shit. I got
and-
some finance friends that watch wrestling.
See,
that
then what are we doing, Ken? You
Yeah,
just
you
said
did.
you knew me how long.
See, thank you. I know some boys, some certified tens that seen
I'll
going
be
to
like,
wrestling.
She in the wrestling?
Yeah, like you what we like. So like it's wrestling is really
Hey, I'm gonna just say this: shout out lip gloss and ladders.
yeah. Lip gloss and ladder. Shout out to my
I'm
girl.
gonna just shout out to her.
Shout out to my girl Kenesha in North Carolina. All the like the squirt business.
Shout out to the Jobber Tears.
Wait, excuse me?
Exactly. The skirt business. Yeah,
You got to send me that link, sir.
that's my homegirl Kenesha, Faye Jackson.
Shout out to
okay.
Faye.
Faye Jackson.
Faye is
Yeah,
the
that's right.
homie.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah, I say
Faye Jackson. Yeah, that explains
I
everything.
got a
right
Faye Jackson
I need
chicken
some links.
story too. How damn it?
there. Oh man.
What's the name's in the squirt business? Your other fellow Crohn's warrior.
Swole?
Yeah, Swole's in the squirt business.
Oh man, if it's swollen Faye, then I already know
Yeah.
everything I need to know. We
Yeah,
were
exactly.
literally
Just-
I was ready to
we were literally just
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
the next time we link up, we got to go find somewhere to eat chicken again.
I'm gonna have to butter up Kenesha and see if we can get her on here virtually because like that's another person like in the black wrestling space. That's the god woman of the black wrestling space. Is
yeah, we can make
So I'm
that.
gonna have to butter up the Texas.
He like, where's the merch? Goddamn.
merch?
Where's the fucking merch? That might be the name of this episode. Where's the merch?
Yeah, but
That's
like I
exactly
said,
what that's.
Yeah, but like I said, that's another thing in wrestling. Like we in total different. That Kenesha's like a sister, and she's all the way in North Carolina. But that's like a sister of mine. Like I got people I call family that's in the DMV area, Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like Baltimore, DC, friends in Oregon, Cali, Texas, New York State. Like got a lot of friends. Like I said, I got my one ticket from my homegirl in Ireland. I got friends all through England.
You're not wrong, dude. I mean, that's even like me and Mega Ran. Like,
Yeah, Mega Ran. Like I
met
never would have
Mega.
met Mega Ran because of you. You know what
I
I'm
met
like,
Mega Ran because he performed at the G1 Supercard in New York, and then I happened to link up with him at the first Starcast I got to do in 2018. And then at this point, I remember he called me out to GCW in LA in the pandemic, and then at this point, we've been to like
Yeah, but I say y'all hand in hand now. When we go
4
somewhere,
or 5
I was about
WrestleManias
to say,
at this point.
every time we
like,
somewhere, I'm not going. I'm
you
gonna see you
know,
in
taking
ring.
us backstage at WrestleMania there in Dallas. Shout out to Kofi and Woods. Like, dude, that guy,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that guy's definitely put me in places that I should have never been. But again, we would have never met had it not been for wrestling.
You know, another person right now. Shout out to Armand because Armand called me down last year. Armand Sally, he works for Vibe, and you know he was interviewing Becky Lynch and all that. Yeah. He called me down to the Rent. He's like, man, yeah, we at the bar, man. Come on down. That's why I came on down. I met Drew McIntyre. I met Sheamus. It's just big motherfuckers, man. Just big motherfuckers. But no, just he brought me around that space. You know, just shout out him. Shout out Base LaRock of West Coast Pro, the owner of that. Like I said, we got to get out there. We got to get out there for a show. He's just like, just let me know. Just let us know. Just let him know when we coming out there, and he'll set everything up for us. So we just got to get out there for that shit. And yeah, man. No, this is awesome, man. It's like you said, this is what wrestling does. Bring us all together, and we just talk shit about wrestling. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So, Appreciate you guys coming out here, man.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you,
Thank
definitely.
y'all.
We got to have you back out here, man. Because we're going to be doing some different content, too. I want you to do some content. I want you to do some content telling your wrestling stories of, like, events you go to and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're going to need that. So, yeah.
Road stories.
Yeah, road stories. Yeah, 'cause y'all.
I got a few of those, but
There's something you can't tell. I got you.
It's something I can tastefully tell.
Okay, there it is. There it is. All right, man. So, this is episode 2, man. We'll see y'all next week. Appreciate y'all, man. Tune in later.